Welcome back to another episode of the Tru Hagobi Show. It's your host and your friend, Tru Hagobi, your play partner coming to you live from the East Coast. And I'm here with a good friend of mine. Who am I here with today?
NobleNune from Toronto.
Shout out.
We're at a video shoot. We're at my video shoot. This is my debut video for my debut album. The song is called Intro Question Mark. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy, Cody played a part of it, and we have a lot of fun out here, man. So it should be released later on this month, but the actual project itself will be coming out on the 18th of October.
Incredible, incredible. So where does the title for the tape come from?
It comes from a narrative of this is my debut project, but I've never really put out music as a solo artist, Not to mention the way the project is structured. Yeah. This is actually not the first song on the project, even though it's called the Intro Question Mark.
Nice.
So, you guys check out the record and kind of see how it's themed, and you'll get it when you listen to it.
Incredible, incredible. So can you tell us about your journey in the musical field? When did you start to realize that you had a gift?
I think it was the early 2000s. I had a friend of mine, his name is Ace Boom. He's actually here. He's here. He's a videographer. Yeah. He's a rapper. He produces. He was doing his thing. He had a project with a gentleman named Blaze One, another artist, back in early 2000s. They cut it was back in the day when people still listen to CDs. Yeah. So they cut 600-700 CDs, and literally they sold about 500 straight out the trunk. So they did the thing. So he introduced me to, hey, this is what we do. He recorded on Cubase at the time. You know what I mean? And it was fun. And then later on that week, I want to say it was a Saturday or Sunday. Another good friend of mine, his name is Jay Nice DeVersa, and he found out, he was like, yeah, he records, and he went to school for it. He went to Metalworks, and he learned how to produce, he learned how to mix and master, and he had his little MacBook, and we were recording on GarageBand back then, so we do our best to, we work with what we have.
We work with what we have, yeah.
Absolutely. So, through that, I was, learn how to write on an instrumental, learn how to basically structure on a beat, in regards to the drums, want to make that emphasis clear, you can't rap, you can't hit the drums, you know what I'm saying? So with that process, meeting other artists, being inspired, I wrote a few records with some people. Some of that stuff is on Apple, iTunes, and all that other stuff, but I personally didn't move forward on actually doing a solo project, I worked till about maybe 2007, 2008, 2009, and then I kind of just stopped, like what many of us do. And I think right after COVID, like we were saying, that's when I kind of got back into it, meeting Nanzo, Porter Pete, and we just started working. And slowly, a few years later, this is where we are, at the video shoot for my first single.
So if you could describe your journey in one word.
Hustle.
Hustle.
Because, to stay motivated, you have to have that hustler ambition. I'm not talking about hustling on the street. I'm not talking about all that. No. Just that straight hustle, working 2 jobs, working at times 3 jobs, having to pay bills, and having your highs and then having your lows, having those moods these little spurts that we all have where we're like, wow, how are we gonna get out of these moments? So all of this is inspiration, and I want to put that into music, and that's what I've started to do, realizing, wow, I've done a lot, and just for me, just being able to put this out, and just having the body and having the mind, and God giving me these amazing attributes just to keep going and to keep hustling, is amazing, and that's all really what it is. It's all about God, I suppose.
For sure. So what are your musical influences? Who's your favorite?
Nas, Illmatic, it was written, God's Son, all that stuff, man. Nas my favorite. Obviously, you got Biggie, you got Fox, Drake, you got Kendrick. old school Public Enemy,
Public
KRS
Enemy,
One.
Here's
You know what
one,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You know, we got Canadian artists, Shaw Claire, Rascals, Maestro Fresh
Rascals,
West, Mission Me. Oh man, this goes on and on. Nefarious back in the day, Ghetto Concept, you know, all those dudes, man. Really cool, really cool.
Shout out to Canadian talent, man. We see you guys hustling, we see you working. Let me think. So what are you most excited about in your musical career?
That I could actually just put out music, you know, being able to not be faded with writer's block. You know, that's one thing I've realized when it comes, cause as artists, we all have it. We all go through spurts where, damn, we can't think of a rhyme, or we can't think of, okay, how are we gonna finish this? Or we critique ourselves to a point where we just say fuck the track, you know, because that's happened to me.
Yeah.
But I just find it that now, you know, with the grace of God and just, you know, I find I meditate a lot more, you know, that helps. But just narrating just things that I've been through and just things that I see around me and being able to even catch pockets of just, you know, day to day, it really helps me, you know? So I think writer's block is one of the challenges that, again, I have at times. But again, just keep working at it. And, you know, if God wants a lane for you, God will create a lane.
Yeah, no doubt. What would you say to your younger self?
Don't stop. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how low it could get, you know, knowing that there's always a yin and yang. And it's never going to always be great, and it's never always going to be bad. But as long as you play within that narrative, you know, positive, negative, up, down, you'll realize that there's only so far down you can fall.
You can fall, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just you know, just keep hustling, because God will always flip it all the time. And I'm saying this because I've been through so much already.
Cool. So where can people find your music?
Check me out on, you know, follow me NobleNune on Instagram. NobleNune, NobleNune, one word, on Instagram.
Hey, incredible, man. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate having you here on the show. You're an incredible artist, a very talented man, and a great person.
Thank you, I appreciate it, bro.
Happy to have you. Happy to have you, and looking forward to making music together.
For sure, we're gonna do that.
No doubt. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thanks.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace.